Hello Pre-Algebra students, this is Chapter 5.5, Dividing Fractions. Let's begin with a vocabulary review. Two non-zero numbers whose product is 1 are called reciprocals. So here are some examples of pairs of reciprocals. Let's see, so if we had 5 and 1/5, those are reciprocals, because if we multiply 5 times 1/5, we get 1. Another example would be 2/7 and 7/2. If we multiply those together, we get 1. That makes them reciprocals. What about -5/8 and -8/5? If we multiply those by one another, we get 1. Okay. Another example would be 0.1 and 10. If we multiply 0.1 and 10 by one another, we get 1. Okay, so they're reciprocals. And let's go on to using reciprocals to divide. We can use reciprocals to divide fractions. So to divide any non-zero number, we multiply by its reciprocal. In other words, dividing and multiplying by the reciprocal are the same process. Now here's an example. Let's say we have 2/9 divided by 3/7. To solve, we simply take 2/9 and multiply by the reciprocal of 3/7, which will be 7/3, giving us an answer of 14/27. Okay, so 2/9 divided by 3/7 is 14/27. If we're to do this with algebraic symbols, we had a over b divided by c over d. In order to divide, we would simply multiply by the reciprocal, giving us d over c, giving us an answer of AD over BC, where B, C, and D do not equal 0. Okay. Let's move on to the next idea. All right, let's work out an example problem together. We have -2/5 divided by 4/7. Our first step is to multiply by the reciprocal. -2/5 times 7/4. We are able to cross reduce here, giving us -1 and 2. So -1 times 7 will be -7. 5 times 2 is 10. So our answer is -7/10. In order to check our answer, we can multiply the quotient by the divisor. So we can simply take -7/10 and multiply it by 4/7. Let's see, this gives us, so we can cross-reduce here to get 2 and 5, and cross-reduce here to get 1 and 1, and that gives us an answer of -2/5. Hey, look! It works. The solution checks out. Okay, let's move on to the next example. Now let's divide a mixed number by a mixed number. We have 4 and 1/6 divided by -1 and 2/3. First thing to do is to write our mixed numbers as improper fractions. So 4 and 1/6 becomes 25/6. Divided by -1 and 2/3 becomes -5/3. Our next step is to multiply by the reciprocal, which is -3/5. Let's cross-reduce, giving us 1 and 2 and 1 and 5, which gives us a product of -5 and over 2, which we will then convert back to a mixed number, which is -2.5. So our product is, or our quotient is, -2.5. Let's check. We have -5/2 times -5/3, which gives us, let's see, 25/6. Perfect. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Okay. So now you try some problems on your own. Here we go. Okay, try these 4 problems on your own. Make sure you watch the signs. Press pause while you work, and there's one final idea in this chapter. In our final example today, we're going to divide a whole number by a mixed number. We're going to join strips of wood that are 15 inches long and 1 5/8 inches wide to make a cutting board that is at least 12 inches wide. How many strips of wood will we need to create the cutting board? Okay, so what we need to set up here is the full cutting board width divided by the strip width. So that would be 12 divided by 1 5/8. So first we have to write the numbers as improper fractions. That would be 12/1 divided by 13/8. And now to solve, we multiply by the reciprocal. I've run out of room, so I'm going to move up here, guys. So that would be 12/1 times 8/13. So let's multiply across, and that will give us 96/13. Now we want to change it into a mixed number, which becomes, let's see, 96 divided by 13 will be 7, remainder 5, so 7 5/13. So how many strips will we need? Well, we can't have 5/13 of a strip. So our final answer is actually 8. We'll need 8 strips of wood, excuse me, to make a cutting board that is at least 12 inches wide. All right, thanks for your hard work on this. Enjoy working on the guided practice problems on page 251 and 252 of your text. And I'll see you tomorrow to answer any questions you may have. Bye-bye.